bit. And good morning. Let's get on our feet. Happy Saturday, everybody. You have to kiss me. Yes. Thank you. I love you. I'm so happy you're here. Breakfast. Girls' Day. All right. How are we on volume? All right. So we're going to get up on our feet. Let's open our feet a little bit wide, like not right touching together, but just give yourself a little bit of space. I want you to soften your knees a little bit. And just put your hands on your thighs and just kind of like rock a little bit side to side. See if you can actually notice how the rocking, as the weight shifts from one heel to the other, can you feel any sensation in your sacrum, like in your lower back, in your hips? So we're just going to let the hips kind of sway a little bit, let the weight go in from one heel to the other heel. And then try to push your hands into your thighs and straighten your spine. Really lift your chest up. So we're not like just slouching here over our legs, but we're actually pulling the belly into the spine and just rocking a little bit side to side. Good. Then find the center where your weight is equal in both feet. And then just go ahead and take your hands down to your shins. Try to keep the spine straight. And again, just rock a little bit side to side. The knees just have a soft bend in them. It's not like you're squatting down. I just want you to feel what happens when we distribute our weight just a little bit from one side to the other. That's it. And then find your center. And then go ahead and let the hands drop toward the floor. Let your head go. And again, I want you to just sway a little bit side to side. Just pay attention to the sensations as they come up. And then not only are we going to sway side to side, but I'd like you to have your hands slightly in front of you and then rock a teeny, teeny, teeny. That was 3 teenies, right? Teeny bit of weight into your toes. So teeny bit of weight into the toes and then a little bit of weight back into your heels. So instead of side to side, now we're going forward to back. And so you're going to feel yourself shift a little forward and then shift a little back. And do you get a little change in sensation there? Anyone? Yeah. And so imagine when we do all of our poses, if we were to just distribute our weight just a little bit differently in our feet, we would actually be changing the sensations and the way the pose is articulated in the body. So let's find center, where you're not too forward and you're not too back. You're not too left and you're not too right, but your feet are just really grounded. And then I want you to press into both of your feet like you mean it. Start to feel the arches of the feet lift. Keep the knees a little bit soft. Tuck your chin and your tailbone and start to roll up with your belly to your spine. I want your head to come up last and I want you to feel your footprints in the mat. It should feel really good now to stand up straight. I think we actually take this for granted. Or we miss it. So right now, feeling your weight distributed so evenly in your feet. I mean, most of the days we don't really take the time to think about that, but I want you to feel, are you forward, are you back, are you left, are you right, are you swaying? And then can you lift a little taller? Lift from the pelvic floor, lift from the side waist, lift from under the armpits, lift up through the crown of your head. Oh my God, you guys look amazing. Good morning to you. On your next inhalation, let's celebrate and reach the arms up to the sky. And then exhale, bring your arms back down. So all we're working on here is just breath and movement in sync. Again, inhale, arms reach. And exhale, bring them back down. So I want you to notice how long your breath is, and that's how much time you have to get the arms all the way up and over the head. And then on the exhale, the arms come down. Good. One last time. Inhale, arms reach, breath and movement in sync. Exhale, arms by your sides. So we're going to keep feeling the feet on the ground. We're going to move with our breath. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, go ahead, forward fold. Fold all the way in. Now lift halfway. Inhale. Straighten your spine just like we did at the beginning, and then exhale and fold. Make sure you're moving with your breath. Inhale halfway up, flatten the back. And exhale, fold. Last one, best one. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, fold. Now with that same flat back, I want you to come all the way to standing. Inhale, lift your head and chest, arms reach. And then exhale your hands right to your heart. Inhale again, arms reach up to the sky. Exhale, fold in, nice and low. Let's lift halfway, lengthen the spine, pull the belly into the spine, hold. And then I want you to soften your knees so you can place your hands on the mat and step back into plank pose. Plank is one of those places where you can play with the weight distribution. Do you have the same weight in both feet, in both hands? Do you have the belly to the spine? Can you draw the crown of the head a little more forward? That's it. Take one last breath. And as you exhale, bend your elbows and lower down slowly. See if you can put everything down at the same time. Good. Inhale into cobra. Exhale, release back to the belly. So I'm going to take a moment because I can't help but teach. I see a whole lot of things going on when I say cobra. So let's just get really clear about what cobra is. I want you to keep your hip bones on the mat. I want you to pull the belly into your spine. And I want you to feel from your strength, from your muscles, that you can actually curl your chest up off the mat. You'll probably get the ribs off the mat, but not much else. Lift your hands 1 inch and just test to make sure that you're using your core on the front side and the back side of the body. That's it. Now pull the elbows back a little bit more. Widen the collarbones. Lift the crown of your head a little higher. And then press a little more through the tops of your feet. Ground down through the tops of your feet, even the pinky toe sides. So if you can't lift your hands off the floor, you're up too high. Yeah, take your hands, literally lift them 1 inch. That's it. Yeah, I'm keeping you honest this morning. Take one more breath and release. Can you feel how your back was working? Cobra is about strengthening your back muscles. I can't think of anything more important than strengthening the front of your core and the back of your core, because that's where your support for your spine is. And there's probably not a more important grouping of joints in your body. So let's try Cobra one more time. Press down through your feet, keep your hips on the ground. Start to find the strength in the core of your body. This time you can use your hands, but use them gently to enhance the pose, not to take over and muscle the pose. So put the hands on the mat and just gently press. See if you can get 1 inch maybe. Yeah, that's so good. Exhale, release. Nicely done, everyone. Let's go to our first downward facing dog. And so a little weight distribution play here. Push a little more through your right hand, your right foot. And then push a little through the left side. Feel what's going on there. You can even lean a little to the right or lean a little to the left. And then find where you are perfectly balanced. Where your arms, your legs, your feet, your hands, you're all in cooperation. That's it. Take one more breath. Push back just a touch. And then as you exhale, I want you to look forward and walk your feet up to the top of the mat. When you're ready to inhale, lift your chest halfway, and then exhale, fold. With a flat back, let's rise up, lift your head and chest, reach your arms out and up, and exhale, release. Good, again, inhale, arms reach. We're putting together Surya Namaskar A. Exhale, forward fold. The sun that lights the earth. Inhale, lengthen. Step back and lower. Bend the elbows, take it down slow. Inhale into cobra. That's so much better. Exhale, downward facing dog. And just take this moment to distribute your weight evenly, to feel all of your body parts come alive. Our yoga practice was meant to awaken us. Let's spread our fingers, press down to rise up. Take one more inhale, push back just a little. And then exhale, look forward. Walk your feet right up to the top of the mat. Come halfway up and lengthen with a flat back, chest out, fingers on your shins maybe. Yeah. Exhale, fold. Flat back, rise up. Exhale, hands to your heart. One last round. Inhale, arms reach. Get with your breath. Exhale, fold. On your inhale, lengthen your chest out. On your exhale, both feet back and lower. Empty the lungs as you move. When you're ready to inhale, it's cobra pose. And as you exhale, you go to downward facing dog. That is so good. In down dog, you have an opportunity to push and pull and lift and ground and find the balance of your work. We're going to take one more breath and push back just a little. Use your legs. And then exhale, look forward. Let's walk the feet right up to the top of the mat. Come halfway up. Inhale. Fold deeply. Exhale. Now bend your knees, chair pose. Everybody's favorite. Okay, so in this pose, sometimes we have a tendency to stick out our bottom. So go ahead, just feel it. Stick your bottom out a little bit. Yuck. Right? Not so good. Now, draw the tailbone down. So instead of sticking it out, draw it down. And then just for shits and giggles, go ahead and pull your tailbone under. See what that feels like. Again, not so good. So find that place in between. Reach your arms a little higher. Try to sit a little lower. And then inhale, come on up. And release. So did we get that? Not too much, not too little. Just right. Yeah? Inhale, chair pose. That's it. You gotta catch yourself if you do too much or you do too little. Don't jam that tailbone under. It gives you no room to have freedom to sit back. That's it. You can lift the pelvic floor, you can lift the belly, you can reach with your arms. Your hips shouldn't be any lower than your knees. Yeah, that would be a squat. Let's sit up, yeah. That's it. Last breath. Forward fold. Inhale, lengthen. Let's take the right leg and step it back. We'll stay on the toes. And give me a little twist open to the left side. Right hand stays down. And again, every opportunity is to awaken, to notice the weight distribution. Some of you look like you're really heavy in the front foot. Could you push back a little more into that back heel? Make that back leg come a little more alive. That's it. One more breath. Twist a little from the belly. And then release your hand down. Take a big step back right to down dog. Down dog is always an opportunity for you to recover, to rebalance. Take one last breath here, and then slowly walk your feet right up to the top of the mat as you exhale. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees, chair pose. Utkatasana. Let's see how we're doing. Remember, not too much, not too little. If you got your booty sticking out and your chest sticking out, you're doing a lot of pressure on your spine. So you got to draw the tailbone down and pull those front ribs in a little bit, a little more, like more core. Tailbone down, core in. Yeah, more. Do it. Yeah. That's it. Now slowly come to standing. And release your arms. Good. Inhale, arms reach. Stretch up high. Exhale, forward fold. Fold all the way down low. Lift and lengthen on your in-breath. Now the left leg is going to step back, and we're going to take that little twist. So, yep, the left hand is going to stay down. We're going to twist our body open to the right side. And I want you to go beyond just what you see on the surface of the pose. I want you to be responsible as the yoga practitioner to find the balance of your work. Are you really heavy in your front leg? Could you put a little of your weight back? Does that feel better? Yeah. And so sometimes we suffer in the poses, and it's because we're waiting for direction instead of really tuning in to the intuition of the body, the intelligence of the body. It's giving you information with every breath and every moment that passes. Give me one more breath here. Twist a little deeper on your exhale, and then release your hand down. Take a big step back. Downward facing dog. Didn't take long for the heat to come up, huh? You guys getting juicy? It's going to be one of those days. But I imagine if you came out on July 1st, you had to know in South Florida it was going to be a sweaty practice. Yeah? Let's take one more breath. Push back just a little bit. And as you exhale, look forward. Let's walk our feet right up to the top of the mat. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold, please. And then bend your knees and come right up into chair pose. Okay, now hands come to heart center. And we're going to take our chair into a twist. So right elbow outside the left knee. All right, this is one of those great moments of awareness. As you did your twist over to the left side, did you shift the weight in your feet? Do you still have the same weight in both feet? I think some of you, your right knee got a little sneaky and it snuck forward. See if you can pull it back. Let's take one more breath. See if you can lengthen the spine. That's it. And then go ahead and release into a forward fold. Let the head down. Take a recovery moment. Again, heels to toes, left to right. How are you distributing your weight? The truth is, if we're slightly imbalanced in the feet, that imbalance will carry its way all the way up through your whole skeleton. It could affect your knees, your hips, your spine, your neck, your shoulders. So let's pay attention. Chair pose, bend the knees. This is an opportunity for awareness. Let's take it slow, hands to heart center. As you make your twist, stay connected to the weight distribution of the feet. Try not to let that left knee slip forward. I'm seeing it all over. You could even look down, look at your knees. You don't need my eyes to tell you what your body is doing. Yoga is about awareness. It's about paying attention. Slipping away from the unconscious and into the fully conscious and awake state that us humans should be in. Let's take one more breath here, and then go ahead and forward fold. Take a moment here, recover. And then I want you to really slowly start to bend your knees, and in slow motion, roll yourself up through your spine. I just want to share what I observed. I noticed that when you were really paying attention to the foundation, to the footwork and the weight distribution, that you didn't care so much about how deep your twist was. Most of the time, we're so carried away with twisting so deeply that we give up our whole foundation. I would much rather see you connected to your breath and your feet on the ground, because those are the things that will carry you through your life. You're not going to walk around town today doing this, right? Or this, right? But your feet on the ground and your breath are going to be the things that carry you through. Do not sacrifice them for anything. Not any crazy twisted pretzel thing I ask you to do in the next 40 minutes. All right? Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, forward fold. Feel the feet. Feel the breath. Inhale, lengthen. Let's step back into plank pose. A moment to rebalance and connect. And then I would love for you right here to roll onto your right side, Vashisthasana. We're going to roll onto the right side, reach that left arm all the way up to the sky. Now we only have the edges of our feet on the floor, so can we use them more diligently? Can we actually feel the edge of the left foot, the one that's probably not touching? Flex that one. Flex it. Yes. Make your legs strong. See if you can lift a little more from the hips. Take one more breath. Reach like you mean it, every finger. And then exhale, go back to plank. I like it. Stay right there. Inhale. And then exhale, twist over to the other side. Remember that whole idea of push down to rise up. See if you can use your feet as much as you use that left hand. Find the places within that help you rise. Pull the belly to the spine. Lift the hips just a little higher. It's amazing what we are capable of. Go ahead, release your right hand down. Take one breath there, reorganize, reestablish your balance, and then exhale, lower down slowly. Inhale into your cobra, do it with some grace, and then exhale, release back into downward facing dog. All right, now let's lift the right leg up in the air, and this is always a great one. As soon as we pick one foot up, if we unplug it from the balance of the pose, have you completely distributed your weight and shifted yourself around? Or can you still feel the same weight in both hands and an active use of that left foot? Let's see if we can lower the right leg just a little bit so you don't feel so heavy on the left. Find your balance, take a breath, and then exhale if you would. Look forward and step that right foot forward to your hands. Find the balance in your feet right here before we go anywhere. Back leg is strong, back toes have some weight. And then inhale, let's rise up for high crescent lunge with some mindfulness. Most of you are gonna have to lean back further than you want to. And the reason you don't want to is because your left hip flexor is tight. But that's what we want to go in and touch. So go ahead, take a little bit of your weight back. Feel the front of your left hip start to speak to you. And make sure that you're in really good communication. Don't let it scream at you. Don't treat it poorly or disrespectfully. That's it. Sink down just a little lower. Get some weight into your feet. Take a breath and reach just a little higher. And then exhale, let it go. Hands down, step back and lower. So we're moving with our breath. Plank pose and then to the belly. Inhale into your back bend. Relax those shoulders for me. Exhale, downward facing dog. Now the left leg is going to rise, and do it slow this time. Pay attention. When you lift the leg too high, the left hip goes up and all your weight distributes to the right. So I want you to pay attention to the balance. It's not as much fun, I'll tell you that. I know it's way more fun to exploit your flexibility and to fling yourself around on the mat, but today I'm asking you to really pay attention to the weight in your hands, to how you're using your right leg, to maybe not lifting the left one so high. Take a breath right there, and then look forward and step that left foot to your hands. Make sure the back leg is part of your pose. Go ahead and rise on your inhalation. And once you get up there, just really think about it. Can you feel weight on the back foot? Lean back just a little. Don't be afraid of it. It's really amazing when you find your body right there in the center, and then you can start to, like you find yourself, if you're leaning forward, this leg starts screaming at you really quickly. But if you can get your weight back and you can get yourself evenly distributed, then you can go down. Yeah. It's really an amazing feeling. It's like an awakening in your body. Take one more breath. Reach for the sky. And then exhale. Let's flow it out. Hands down. Step back and lower. Yep, it's another push-up. Inhale into cobra. And then exhale back, down dog. All right. One more breath right there. Push back just a little bit. And then go ahead and take the right foot, step it up to your hands. We'll stay on the left toes again and rise on the inhalation. One more opportunity in that high crescent lunge to find the balance of your work. See if you can lift your left knee a little bit away from the mat and lean yourself back. Now, we're going to turn open to the left side and pivot that back foot flat for Warrior Two. Now, this is one of those poses. I want you to really tune in to how both of your feet feel. Not too forward, not too back, not too left, and not too right. You can feel your footprints. Find the balance of your work. Make sure that you have some connection to the pinky toe side of your left foot in this pose. And then encourage your right knee out toward your pinky toe. The front knee is going to turn open just a little bit. And then I want you to sink down just a little lower. Oh, you guys are good. Left arm drops to your leg. Right arm goes to the sky. Hi, Rufus. Hi, gorgeous. All right, so we are in Reverse Warrior. And this is such an amazing pose. You can express yourself so fully in this pose. Give me a little lift from your pelvic floor. Give me a little more stretch from the side waist. One more inhale, and then return to warrior two. Oh, that's it. Straighten your front leg. It should be a pretty happy moment. And then we're going to go to triangle. So Trikonasana. Oh my gosh, there's like people everywhere. It's amazing. The other way. Yep. All right, so both legs are straight and sturdy. You have an awareness to both feet on the ground. See if you can lengthen your spine a little bit. Maybe you could even draw your right sit bone under you a little bit. And elongate from the chest, the shoulders, the head. One last breath. All right. Go ahead and rise. Push down into your feet. Pull the belly in. So good. Bend that front knee. We're going to go into a side angle pose. So we're finding the balance of the work. We're going to take the forearm onto the thigh. And I think that's a great place for everyone to start. Forearm on the thigh with an awareness that you're not letting your shoulders come up into your neck. If you push down into the forearm, you can lengthen. That's it. So good. So we have all different kinds of arm positions going on here. I'm going to actually have you take your arm straight up over the shoulder and then wrap it around behind your back and bind it around your waist. That is really, really good. Okay, last breath here. Now look to the floor in front of your right foot. Just look right out in front of you, and then you're going to take your forearm off your thigh and place your hand all the way down onto the ground and come into Ardha Chandrasana, which is half moon pose. Weight distribution, breath. Don't sacrifice. Don't sacrifice what is really, truly important for some crazy yoga pose. Take one more breath. Let your eyes go down. Please place your left hand down and very softly bend that right knee. Bring your left foot down to meet your right knee and take a little squat at the top of the mat. Feet are together. Feet are together at the top of the mat. Squat down. Knees can pull toward the chest and head can bow toward the knees. This is a great moment for gratitude. There's a cool breeze actually coming through the park. Can you feel it? You guys feel a little breeze on your skin? Take it in. I'm going to ask you to do something silly. I know, look up here for a second. I want you to stick your tongue out a little bit. Like, see if you can curl your tongue, actually. Don't stick it out to your chin. We're going to, like that. And now breathe in through that little hole in your tongue. You feel that? Shitali. Yeah, we're going to cool down for just a second. Breathe that air in over your tongue. If genetically set up to curl your tongue, some of us are not, just let it come in and breathe over your tongue. Like you're whistling backwards. Can you feel how nice and cooling that is? Okay. Now you can stop making a silly face. You can release your hands to the ground and come into forward fold. Forward fold, nicely done. On your next inhale, chair pose. Bend your knees. Arms sweep up. Weight distribution is even in your feet. Not too much, not too little, just right. Push into those footprints and come on up. Bring your hands right to heart center. Here comes your vinyasa. Take it slow. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, forward fold. Lengthen on the inhale. And then step back to plank and lower on your exhale. Back into the familiar, right? Inhale into cobra, just mindfully. Feeling the core work. Exhale, downward facing dog. Belly moves to the spine. We're going to step the left foot forward and stay on the right toes. As you rise, think about how you come up. Don't lean too forward, don't lean too back. Find your center. Weight distribution is even. You're using the back foot. Let's turn open to the right. Turn open for warrior two. That back foot goes flat and do it with purpose. When you turn that heel down, I want you to push into the outer edge of the foot. Think about that back leg. Make it fierce, and then see if you can encourage your left knee a little bit open and sink yourself down a little lower. There's a lot going on in your hips. And when we sink down lower, it doesn't mean go like this. If you do that, this leg is going to get really mad really fast. So we got to stay centered. We want to stay nice and tall in the pose, and then reverse the warrior. Go ahead, drop your back arm, reach the front one up. That's it. You can bend that front knee. And what I really want for you is to stretch that side waist. Go ahead, reach for the sky. Do it from your heart. It's okay, come with me. A little mula bandha. That's it, go ahead, reach, reach, reach. We're going to return to warrior two with grace. Feel the weight distribution, both feet working. And then celebrate as you straighten your front leg. It should feel really good. Make sure that knee stays turned out on the front leg and come into Trikonasana. We're just exploring. Every time we change the shape of the body, it's an opportunity for you to tune in. Can you feel both feet grounded? As the time passes and as the breath flows, you might be able to slide that left hand down the shin a little bit. Be aware of the front ribs poking. We want equal work on the front body and the back body. I love what I see. You guys are awesome. Let's press into our feet and rise up. So good. Bend that front leg again. Side angle pose. Parsvakonasana. The forearm is going to go onto the thigh. You can do whatever you want for these first few breaths with that top arm. I want you to find your way through this pose. Where does it feel expressed the best? Roll the shoulder back from me, toward me, yeah. So if you push into this arm, you can get taller in your spine. So watch me. I can sink or I can rise. Yeah, exactly. All right, so we've actually found our way. We're sinking down nice and low. Let's take the arm straight up. Right arm to the sky, and then wrap it around and bind it. We're going to wrap it around the waist so that we feel a little bit more solid, more secure in the center. We make our center of gravity a little closer, and then look to the floor. That left arm is going to go all the way out and down. Touch the earth, and then see if you can lift your right leg up behind you. Breath is steady. See if you can open the chest up. If you pull your head forward and you push your foot back, you will open up. Go ahead, open up. I got you. So good. You got to feel some weight on that left hand. And then when you are ready, eyes go down, right hand goes down. Start softening your left knee. Put your right foot next to your left foot and then squat down low. Bow your head forward. Recover. Go ahead and lift your head, make a funny face, stick your tongue out, and breathe over that tongue. This is a great Florida trick. We live in sunny South Florida, so on a really hot day in the summer, you're out doing stuff, no one's around, you get in that really hot car, start breathing Shitali. We cool the air before it hits the lungs. We can regulate our body temperature. Just like Ujjayi can bring the heat up, we also have the same power to bring it down. All right. From here, come into a forward fold. Bow your head humbly. Keep both feet grounded. And then in slow motion, I want you to roll up. Push through your feet, pull in your belly, stack your spine. All right. Inhale, both arms reach. Let's bring our hands right to the heart center. Now we're going to shift a little bit, just a little bit of weight into the right foot so you can lift your left one. I want you to lift your knee up. And then I want you to turn it open to the side and just test that. See how far you can go without touching it. We're just going to hold it there. See if you can balance. Lift the toes away from the ground. Now I want you to reach with your left hand and take the left foot into the right inner leg. It doesn't have to be the inner thigh. It could be the inner calf. It could be the inner ankle. The only thing I don't want to see is the knee. Don't push laterally on the inner knee. So you have to go above or below it. And that's a choice that you have to make. And then your hands come together at your heart. Keep feeling both feet working. Do you remember that weight distribution? The way you feel weight in the standing leg is also the same way you should feel your bent leg pushing into the straight leg. So yeah, you want to feel your foot pressing into the inner leg. And then let's let our arms rise up. It's really good. I'm going to challenge you a little bit. I want you to take your left hand to your left knee. Keep your palm facing up and stretch a little higher out of the right side. And then give me a teeny little side bend. That's it. Just awaken. See if you can keep your head up high, keep your heart open. And then the head comes to center as you lift that arm back up. Bring your hands to your heart. Nicely done. Go ahead, release. Feels so good to get both feet on the ground. Rock a little side to side until you feel that come back into balance. And then eventually we're going to keep our weight into the left leg and lift that right one up. Lift your toes away from the ground. That's it. We're going to turn that leg out. And so right now you're getting information from your hip, from your standing leg. Let's all tune in and listen. We reach down with the right hand, pull the foot into the leg, anywhere you want it, just not on the inner knee. So make a smart choice there. You can press gently one palm into the other and feel it even. There's work going on in both feet. The soles of both feet have a connection in this pose. Now our arms go up. I want you to reach for the sky. Feel your body expand. You can push down to rise up. And everyone is doing so well. If you feel good where you are, feel free to stay. If you want to challenge yourself, the right arm is going to drop to the right knee. And then we're going to take a little more length out of the left side. You got to do that with care, with mindfulness. Make sure you're still breathing. That's it. Bring your head to center. Let the arm rise up. And then pull it right to the heart. Go ahead, release. Shift your weight a little bit side to side. All right, now since you guys did so well with that one, we're going to do another. Let's shift our weight into the right leg again. This time lift the left one up. And instead of turning it out wide, we're not going to do that. We're going to actually just rotate it. So we're going to lift the foot and rotate. Yeah, a little different action. Still external rotation, but just different. And then you're going to take that ankle and place it on your knee. And I want you to stick your bottom out. Not like before when I said keep it in neutral. Go ahead, stick it out and reach your arms forward. Oh yeah, say hello to your left hip. Right? And you got to go in there to the degree that feels appropriate for you. Keep the belly to the spine. Make sure the sole of that left foot that's in the air is still working. Pull the toes to the shin. Reach forward, reach back. That's really good. Come on up. Place your foot back on the ground. Rock a little side to side. Make the rocking so small that almost nobody else can see it until you're even in both feet. Just feel the yoga. Your cells are dancing. And let's shift it into the other side. We're going to shift to the left so we can lift the right leg. This time we turn it open. Every action with mindfulness. That in and of itself is not easy, right? Let's soften the standing leg and place the ankle across the knee. And then you're going to sit that butt back and reach the arms forward. And just examine what's happening in your right hip. So there's a lot to manage here. Balance, breath, hip opening. All done with consciousness. Awesome job. Slowly come on up. Place both feet back onto the mat. Shift a little side to side. Find where you're equal. Okay, so we're going to take that one a little bit deeper. I think you're up for it. I'm going to go up here because it's hard to do on the steps. So what we're going to do next is the same thing. We're going to shift our weight into the right leg. We're going to lift the left one up. We're going to turn it out. Place the ankle on the knee. Go ahead, reach out and back. Reach forward. And some of you might stay right here because this is enough of a challenge. But if you're feeling like you might want to play and go a little further, you're going to put your hands down on the earth and then let that shin rest across both of your forearms. Actually, your upper arms, your humerus, above the elbow. If you could hook the left foot onto the right arm, you will have way more success. And then you lean forward and you lift the back leg up. You might even extend it out. Go ahead, try it. One of those little secrets is hooking the left foot around the right arm. And the good news is that you're pretty close to the ground. So if you fall, if your leg slips off, you're going to be okay. Try it. It's just playful. Make sure you're making that left foot hook onto the right arm. You got to flex your foot really strongly. That's it. So a moderate amount of success there. Let's come on out with grace. Find yourself. Feel your feet on the ground. Rock a little side to side. Find your breath. There is not a pose in the world worth giving up your calm for. So recenter, reground, and know that you get a do-over on the other side. That's it. Shift your weight into the right one. Cross the left. Is that what we just did? Okay, so go the other side. Keep a playful attitude. Know that you can stay in that halfway point and just work on the hip opening. That might just be a perfect choice for you today. Otherwise, if you're feeling like you just want to try, even if it doesn't happen, you're willing to try, go ahead and put the hands down. The shin goes across the upper arms, and that right foot is going to really press. The top of the foot presses into the arm, and then maybe the left one can lift behind you. You go, Jess. We are flying all over the park. Better success on the second side. And there's something really magical about not doing it and watching your friends do it around you, because just that act of observing is going to help give you information for the next time that you want to try. All right, let's come up slowly. Come on up slowly. All right, both feet on the ground. Just shift a little side to side. Feel your footprints, feel your breath, realign. Make the swaying so small that no one can see it and that your feet are evenly grounded. All right, inhale, both arms reach. Exhale, forward fold. Lift and lengthen on your inhale. Let's step back and lower on the exhale. Inhale into cobra and exhale, down dog. All right, so I'm going to ask you to take that right leg up, but don't let the hips become unlevel. Just lift a little bit behind you and breathe in. And then feel free to step the right foot forward to the hands. We're going to walk that right foot over to the left side of the mat and come into pigeon pose. Yeah, as you wiggle your foot to the left, you're going to lay the shin down, the knee down. Try to keep your right knee on the right side of the mat. Hips level, even weight in both sides of the body. And then go ahead and lay yourself out. Lay the belly down. Okay. If for any reason you have a knee issue or a hip issue and this pose is not feeling good for you today, you can roll over onto your back and you can cross your ankle on your knee, and you can do it that way too. And I know that there are a few of you that would really benefit from that. So feel free to roll onto your back, cross the right ankle over the left knee and hug it in. You'll get the same love in your hip. We change gravity's effect on us as we do the same work. And again, that's an act of consciousness. It's one of those beautiful ways that we take care of ourselves. Are you breathing? What if you were to rock your weight a little bit side to side and notice how the sensations changed? And what if you gave yourself that little bit of curiosity? Not a big rock. I don't want you to go all the way left and all the way right. I want you to just rock a little bit so you could feel like maybe I really belong just over here. Maybe I was taking it for granted. And I didn't want to miss a thing. And we're just going to take one more breath here. A really, really big inhale and an open mouth. Exhale. Now walk up onto your hands. Tuck your left toes under. And then extend that right leg all the way up to the sky in that down dog. One leg down dog, release. Oh yeah, it's gotta feel so good. And we're gonna go a little unbalanced right now for a second. I want you to go ahead and turn that right hip all the way open. Bend your right knee like your heel is gonna touch your bottom. And just look underneath your right arm for a moment. Let yourself twist just a little. Look under the right arm. Look under. Drop your head. There you go. That's it. So sweet, so simple. And then both feet back on the ground. Find that beautiful balance in your down dog. Now I can offer you an opportunity to take a vinyasa here if you want one, or you can just come into pigeon on the other side. Both options are perfectly good. So if you feel like you want to move through that, you take a vinyasa. If you feel like you have had enough of that vinyasa stuff and you just want to go right to the pose, do it. If you need to take the option on your back, please do. Know that that's available to you here. Remember that the left knee stays on the left side of the mat. Sometimes we have a tendency to pull the left knee to the middle of the mat. So you want to make sure you keep it wide. There you go. And wider almost always means better. Yeah. And then you can roll a little bit this way. Oh yeah, that's got to feel better. Healthier for the knee too. So breath is flowing in and out. You may want to rock a teeny bit from side to side. And so you can find just the right place. The other way, this way, yeah. Okay. So we're going to come out nice and easy. Walk back up onto your hands. Start tucking the right toes under and think about floating your left leg all the way up behind you. Just take it all the way up to the sky and go ahead, come a little off balance just for fun. Turn that left hip open, bend your left knee, heel towards your bottom, and then look under the left arm. Make sure you're breathing. So good. Breath is steady. And then when you are ready, both feet on the ground. You can come to a seated position or take your last vinyasa and then come to a seat. Totally up to you. We are going to wind it down. So come into your most comfortable seated position. Place your hands right on your thighs. And again, just a little bit of that tuning into the balance. So what I want you to look for is the weight on your sit bones. We all have these two little bones. It's kind of in a funny place right here. Right here, right? There's two little bones there. They're called the ischial tuberosities, right? They're our sit bones. We sit on them, and you can feel them, yeah? Do you have the same amount of weight on both of them? Most of the time, not so much. So see if you can rock a little bit until you get yourself really balanced there. Pull the belly to the spine a little bit and see if you can lift your head and your heart up just a little bit. Now trust that your body is in a place that feels balanced. Close your eyes and go to your breath. The truth is that the whole asana practice, all of these poses were designed to help us become way more aware of the body that we live in and to work out some of the tensions that build in our tissues from the activities that we do or the habitual patterns of movement that we have. And so after the yoga practice, after the physical practice, when we have released some of the tension and we have become more aware and connected, it's a really beautiful opportunity to get quiet with ourselves. So we sit for a moment or two, maybe 3, and we breathe. You may even get glimpses of peace and quiet. Some of you may have a beautiful stream of thoughts. It's okay to look at them. Don't try to stop them. Just be with yourself. Allow yourself to just meet yourself exactly where you are. Deerfield Pier, right? So the pier at Deerfield, after the fireworks, we meet under the pier at 7:30 a.m. for meditation. The cleanup begins at 8. So if you had a couple beers the day before and you don't want to meditate with me, I get it. If you want to come and clean at 8, that's totally cool. The only thing I need to know is if you're coming. So we have a Facebook event that you can RSVP to, or you can call the studio and put your name down, because I need to tell Oceans how many people to feed. I mean, she could have 15 people, or she could have 150 people, and that would make a really big difference to her. So if you're coming, please let me know, okay? There's lots of ways to reach us. You can email us, you can call the studio, you can Facebook RSVP. There's parking. Yeah, there's parking all over, and I'm sure at that time it'll be, there is a clipboard. Somebody's got it. There's usually more than one going around. So there's one clipboard right there. Studio information is right here. Here's a schedule and a pass. My trip to Italy is totally sold out. I'm leaving Thursday. I'll be gone next week. I have subs, amazing subs, so please come out and practice. Italy is totally sold out. I still have room for India. If anyone's interested, in September, I have room for the trip to India. Do you have heated classes? We don't use air, so it's plenty warm in there. I go lifetime and it's not hot enough. Okay. Well, they use air conditioning. We don't use air conditioning. Put the heat on, but for 2 years it's been a battle, so I just canceled my membership. Come and try. Yeah.